On 6th of December 2022, while being interviewed by entrepreneur Patrick Bet-David for episode 212 of the PBD podcast, Michael Saylor, co-founder and executive chairman at business intelligence software company MicroStrategy, was asked what he thinks about Ripple or XRP. Saylor, who seems confused by the difference between Ripple, which is a fintech firm specializing in cross-border payments, and XRP, which is a digital asset that is the native token of the XRP ledger, replied, Ripple is an unregistered security. There's the company owns a bunch of it. They sell it to the general public, but they never took the company public. There's no disclosures, right? So the SEC position is you're selling an unregistered security. It's a crypto, right? It's a crypto token, right? Just like Ethereum is an unregistered security. It's controlled by a few people in the Ethereum Foundation consensus, just like FTT, just like Solana. They're all unregistered securities. Patrick Bet-David then asked Saylor, if all altcoins are unregistered securities, why is the SEC going after XRP and not ETH? Saylor answered, I think the best thing for the world would be if the SEC pretty much shut down all of it. It is all unethical, right? I mean, the Bitcoin position would be Bitcoin is an ethical commodity. All of these other altcoins are unregistered securities. They're all just equity tokens issued by a company in order to get around going public, and they're committing securities fraud. Ethereum included, of course, especially Ethereum. You know, Ethereum's got $20 billion of ETH token locked up in the staking contract right now. And there's a couple of people that may or may not give it back to you ever. Now, isn't that the definition of an investment contract? If a bank took $20 billion of your asset, froze the window, and said, you can't have your money back ever in May in the year 2024, we're not sure, we're just going to keep it. We may actually give you interest on it. We may take it all. We may slash it. That's the definition of a security, right? It's an investment of money in a common enterprise relying on the efforts of others in expectation of profits. The whole point is if you want crypto assets to be a commodity, you can't rely upon 4 engineers, a company, a CEO. If a person can make a decision, it's not a commodity. There you go. Michael Saylor. This is really the problem with Bitcoin, and this is the problem of, Bitcoin Maxis. And the issue is that, like, having the ability for these coins and like things like that to having the ability for people to create coins, decentralized coins with communities and things like that. That's very in the spirit of Bitcoin, and being independent of governments and being self-sovereign and holding your own keys and things like that. That is very in this spirit of Bitcoin. But Satoshi Nakamoto, the founder, was anonymous, and people say he died. I don't know, whatever it is. He's not there anymore. There's no founder. So now it's the person with the biggest microphone can essentially establish himself as the voice for Bitcoin, even though they hold none of the principles originated in the white paper. They are completely not beholden to them. They completely promote the opposite of what is promoted with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. These people are now the voice for Bitcoin and things like that. And that's what you have. So when you have that, you have these people, they could establish themselves as the voice, as the spokesman for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And then these people basically just call on regulators to shut down everything but their project. And first of all, that just shows me that they're not like they have no confidence in their project making it on its own merit, because if they did, they wouldn't be calling on regulators to shut them down. So that shows that their faith in the continuity and the continued price appreciation and success in Bitcoin, do they really have faith in it if they have to go crying to the SEC and the government to shut down everything else? It seems like they don't. And so that says something, and it also says that they're not in the spirit of cryptocurrency, in the spirit of self-sovereignty and freedom and things like that. And he's talking specifically about ETH and about, maybe some questionable, some aspects of it failing the Howey test. I mean, I'm not so fluent in this, so I can't really get into detail, whatever, but maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I mean, it would have to fail all 4 and it's unlikely that it does, first of all. And second, even if it does, he's making a blanket statement for all cryptocurrencies to be regulated like that. And he doesn't know much about even ETH or XRP. He certainly doesn't know anything about the remaining ones. So why is he making a blanket statement? It seems like it's simply because he's a Bitcoin maxi. He doesn't want anything else to do well. And that's unfortunate. Michael Saylor is a little bit of a tragic figure of the last bull market. Like, he came in there hailed as a hero, as somebody who would bring crypto into prominence, really someone to be good for crypto. And he seems like someone who's not so good for crypto. And he seems to have bought at the wrong time as well. He was putting in millions of dollars when Bitcoin was at $40,000-$50,000. And now he's down like crazy. He's hurting. I'm sure part of what he's thinking is that, we're not doing well because everyone's putting their money into all these other cryptos and stuff like that. So for the solution, he goes completely against the principles of cryptocurrency, the very principles that established cryptocurrency in the first place, and Bitcoin in the first place. And that's really unfortunate. I think regardless of what you think about Ethereum, whether or not it passes the Howey test, you should certainly not be advocating for it to be regulated like a security, and certainly shouldn't be, advocating for centralized governments to come in and take control. That's completely against what crypto was built for, and you certainly shouldn't be blanket advocating for it. Like saying all cryptos, even though you know nothing. You barely know anything about Ethereum. How are you going to know about pretty much every other crypto, including Hex? So the bad news is Bitcoin maxis are lame. Michael Saylor's lame. He shouldn't be the spokesman. He shouldn't be the go-to for Bitcoin. He's clearly not in the spirit of it. They should be talking to people more like Eric Voorhees, and Chase Meyer and things like that. So that's the bad news. Bitcoiners are completely going against the principles of crypto. The good news is that Hex seems to pass all four legs of the Howey test and is not a security. So that's the good news, according to what this is. It certainly doesn't fail all four legs. So it seems very good, as far as Hex and pulsechain and pulsex not being considered securities and not regulated as such. I think when the decision comes, I think Hex will be fine. But having people like Michael Saylor crying to daddy government certainly doesn't help. But hopefully he'll improve. Hopefully he'll turn himself around. But yeah, that's really what I had to say about that. Michael Saylor has been wrong. He said, I remember he was talking on BitBoy Crypto, like Godzilla entered the room. There's going to be no bear market. It's going up forever. He's been wrong many times. He's wrong in this case. He's just not the go-to guy. I want to see Richard Hart being the go-to guy. I want to see the mainstream media turning to Richard Hart when it comes to commentary on the current crypto markets and the future market performance and things like that, because he's been right all along and he's been in it from the start. Why do we have to hear from people that literally got in 2 years ago? Who are they? Who are they to be telling everyone what is a security, what's not, what true crypto is, what true DeFi is, future markets, what future market conditions will look like? Like, why is he the guy? He's been wrong all along. He's completely not in the spirit of crypto. He's just lame. It's really what it is. We want to be seeing less of people like Michael Saylor and more of people like Richard Hart. And seeing Richard Hart being on Charles Payne is very optimistic, makes me very optimistic. Seems like he's going to be going on again. And all the mainstream crypto YouTubers like Ivan on Tech and Rand Nooner and BitBoy Crypto and things like that seem to be having him on regularly, which is also optimistic. I think that will eventually translate to coverage on television and mainstream media, especially people like Tucker Carlson, who really are willing to step out of the matrix, so to speak, and talk about things that other people that are outside the bounds of the normal conversation, things like that. So I think the future looks bright. I think it's only a matter of time. He's got 291,000 followers on Twitter. He's got the world's largest free airdrop coming up. He's got the perhaps most liquid decentralized exchange coming out. He's got the world's fastest appreciating asset that pays you trustless yield on the market now with 100% uptime. So future looks bright, guys. I know the price is down and it sucks, but I get more optimistic every day, if I'm being honest. And obviously, it's not financial advice to do your own research, but that's really the way I see it. And hopefully it'll play out in that way. That's really it for the news.